perfect. Oh,
Can you hear
yeah,
me?
you're perfect.
Huh.
We're good to go.
Uh,
But you're doing all the work. I already interviewed you. Now you interview me.
no, I think we
Yeah, I'm
should.
fine. I can see you. Yeah, I don't know. There we go. Okay, now we're good because something just came up on the screen. It said express yourself with restrictions. Wow, this is great.
But
Yeah, I
you can
can
hear
hear
me
you and
fine?
see you. Like it's like you're 2 feet away from me.
Okay, cool. No, yeah, no, I'll say my guest today is,
Harrison Young.
what did I say? Yeah, man. A man. You were a man back when men
I
were
was what?
men. The amazing. You were a man back
Oh
when
yeah.
men were men.
Well, then I must not be. I must not be one anymore. Then. No, I don't know about that. I don't want to. If all the ladies are listening out there, I was just kidding.
you know, no, it's tricky nowadays. That
That's it.
Harrison
Now you're
back.
talking.
How you doing, Harrison?
So you got any other guests there today, or is it just me?
How you doing?
Oh, I mean
I
now,
can
just
guess.
me now, right? So what are you doing for the fourth?
Yeah, just you today.
Besides this, anything?
The fourth? No, no,
Yeah.
no, nothing. Just chilling. Maybe
No,
some
no.
hot dogs. Hamburgers. What about
Let me
you?
tell you something. The day that somebody invites me to a party, I'll have to pinch myself because believe it or not, in spite of the fact that I host the greatest TV podcast in the universe, outside of that, I lead a very isolated life. That's, it's just a fact. I'm just saying.
That's I don't know. Is that
But
something I
the
should
good
change?
thing is that
Yeah.
certain people. I
I'm
seem to be
sorry.
getting more followers on Facebook because of the show, I guess, and girls are reaching out to me too. Unfortunately, they're not reaching close enough. Yeah, right, exactly. But
I know
we
that
did great
feeling. I know
when
that
we did the
feeling.
podcast when we did my show last year. We got a ton of views for it, and we're still getting them. It was, and you still get you have a lot of people there.
Yeah,
So
no,
we're
it's
being
fun.
recorded
It's
right
fun.
now,
I
right?
wanna.
Sweet.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna put this out. Probably, probably tomorrow or the next day.
Thanks. I agree. I'd argue if
Yeah,
I
no, I
could.
like staying connected with you. You're a cool cat.
So what do you so how's this going now? I guess you still get quite a few guests now, right? Regularly?
Yeah, yeah. It just
Right.
depends on who I kind of like you who I can find. I'll get like
Okay, those are
I think
great.
I had like university professors the other day.
The cream of the crop, the cream of the crop in intelligence. You can't
Yeah,
ask for
yeah.
better than
Everything's
that.
cool. They're authors of books. No, no, it's fun. It's nice to have the variety spice of life where you talk
And you
to
make a living at it too. In
anyone
my
and
case, I
everyone,
do.
and learn from different
Yeah.
people.
Well, speaking of that, I got a call last night from
No,
a
that's
very,
great.
very
No, I was gonna
well-known
say
celebrity, Stuttering John. He wants to do the show. And you know what I'm doing? I'm kind of playing off a feud because
oh yeah,
the
oh
guys that
yeah.
profiled me in 2022, I don't know if you know that. I mean, WATP. I mean, that's kind of how I found you, I think. Well, they're always
Yeah,
poking
yeah, they
fun at
did that to me
poor
too.
Stuttering John. So now
Uh huh.
they're getting bigger. So he wants to speak his mind on my show. So remember his history. He's got quite a history. Working for Howard Stern for 17 years, and he worked for Jay Leno too, I think. All right.
Oh
Well,
no, you
yeah,
can
I
tell
know
me
that. I
John's
mean,
not
he
like
called
the
me. I couldn't believe
to
it. I
tread
mean,
lightly. You know what I'm
first I
saying?
saw the New York area code, and I says New York. Who's in New York? And when he said it was him, I go, oh my God, is this really him? And I thought, I better check first. So what I did was when I hung up from him, I turned on one of the sound bites from YouTube that he had, and it was the same voice. So I guess it's him. Of course, you know how it is with AI nowadays. Yeah, it is cool. It is absolutely okay. So
You're right, absolutely, but that's cool.
what's
No,
that?
how would he be the most famous
You
person you
man.
ever had on your show,
No.
or you had
I say, all right. Well,
what was the
let's
most
see. That's a
famous
good
person
question.
that you
Well,
had on your show?
We had world champion Vinny Paz, the fighter. That was 2017. We had Ayla Brown, the American Idol contestant. That was 2018. I had Ernie Bach Jr. on. He's the huge billionaire car dealer. He's probably the richest car dealer owner in the world. Have you heard of him? Because he lives up here. He lives in Norwood, Massachusetts, which is outside of Boston. Okay, that's fine. I had Dave Russo on. He's a comedian. He
No,
works with he works
that name doesn't ring a
with
bell.
Lenny
Thank you.
Clark and Tony V. I don't it got years ago when I started the show, I was getting all antsy because I was thinking I can't get any famous people on the show. But you know something, it doesn't matter because the idea is you got to strike up a good conversation. That's all it is. You don't care. I mean, it's not the quality of the people you interview; it's the quality of the conversation. That's what matters. And yeah,
Absolutely. No, it's fun to have
yeah.
just
Well,
people
and
hang
now as
out
you can
and
see,
learn and
I get
get
tons of
their insights.
followers. I get tons of views on
Everyone's
the show.
human
I
when you
share
think
them
about it. Everyone's human.
shamelessly, because it gets me more views. It may piss people off. Too bad. I want more views. I want more followers, and I'm getting them. And I'm never gonna. And I'm not worried about. I used to worry that I'd run out of guests. I'm not worried about that anymore. That's so. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I mean, I guess ideally, if when I started the show. Now remember, this is my 14th anniversary coming up in August. And I started it with I had no guest for the first 3 months. I just went solo. And I tried to get people to call in. We were going live in the first town that I did the show in. And at that time, I was hoping that, I mean, my goal then was to think, and maybe I could become like the new Howie Carr is a journalist, a radio journalist here up in Boston, and he's been on the air now for like about 41 years, and he's also a newspaper columnist, and he gets a lot of people on his show, and he writes a lot. He's a kind of a right wing pusher and kind of very good at sarcasm and stuff like that. So I was thinking maybe I could be someone like him. But then I realized, number one, you don't want to be too opinionated when you're doing a show because then, you want to let people express their own opinions, but you want to remain as neutral as possible because you want them to like you. You want to be there. And not want him to say the guy's a schmuck and, all he's going to do is refute everything you say because I never do that. If I disagree with someone, I do it respectfully.
Yeah, yeah.
In real life, I can be a schmuck. I don't care in real life. But when I'm doing my show, I want to be nice to everybody. It's the only way to go. Well, you're looking good. You're looking healthy and strong. How's you live by yourself or do you have a family with you there? I remember we talked about that when I interviewed you last year, but I forget.
No, I've got my sister, her dude, and
Yeah,
my
it's the
niece here
summertime.
with
I know
me.
you don't want to be too
I'm
hot.
gaining a bit of weight, but I did just shave. Uh, I'll let the hair and the beard grow out for about 4 or 5 months, and then get it. And then get
Oh,
one
you're a
haircut so I can
good-looking guy.
stay
You
clean.
got that
You're getting a
beef
haircut
model
every
kind of
two or
look.
3 weeks. That's $20 every so
Oh yeah,
often.
no question.
I'll wait 4 to 5 months
As we're
and then
talking, I got a friend request from a
spend it
guy
for a
named Paul
while with them.
McGillicuddy. For some reason, I'm thinking he might be famous, but I don't know. Do you know? Does that sound familiar? Paul McGillicuddy?
Thanks. Same to you. I know you always.
Yes, you're absolutely right. It might be. Maybe it's Lucy's grandson. Yeah, exactly.
That name just
You
sounds
know your
familiar
stuff.
because that
That's
was
good. Okay.
Lucy's maiden name, right?
Right.
In I Love Lucy.
Yeah, I guess you do. Yeah. Or,
Her fictional grandson.
we have to. Well, here's the thing. I
I
got a
need a
notice
little
from my
trivia.
tech guy at one of my
Uh,
stations, not the one I interviewed you from. I have
uh,
3 stations where I do
did
my show. He
did
was,
Stuttering
if you
John
can believe it, after
confirm
all these
too?
years, he
That
tested positive for
exclusive?
COVID. Positive. Yeah, I know. It's still out there. It's not totally eradicated yet. So I think what I'm going to do is next week I'm
Hmm.
probably going to just do the show in Easton, the one where I interviewed you last year, and let him
Oh,
chill and
really? Wow.
maybe recover and whatever he has to do. And then the
Uh huh.
following week after that, then I might try to get Stuttering John on at that station at Area 58. That's in the town of Carver, Massachusetts, which is near the waterfront. Near Boston up here, it's like next to Plymouth. You know what Plymouth is? Plymouth Rock, right? I don't know how far and wide you've traveled from your den down there, but if you how well you know the Boston area, but it's a nice area. It's right on the waterfront, and so I'm thinking maybe not this coming week, the 11th. The 11th, I think I'll chill and just do one next Thursday. I got to. Last night, the guest I was going to do two shows yesterday, but the first guest, they were both Zoom. The first guest, for some reason, he couldn't hook up he was having the same problems we were having until we fixed it. He couldn't get the thing to kick in, so he wasn't able to talk to me. But he lives in Rhode Island, so he's gonna come and be on my show in person next Thursday. This guy's a session drummer for a lot of bands, and he travels all over the country. So he's gonna be on the road until next Wednesday, and I think Thursday he's gonna come in and do my show. So what I'm gonna do is, so last night I did one show. I did one to LA with a girl that I went to high school with, and that came out really good. We had no trouble hooking her up. So next week, instead of doing my usual two shows, I think I'm just going to plan to do one. And then the following week, hopefully, Jason over at Area 58 will be good again. And then that's the week I'm going to try to get Stuttering John on, probably in a couple of weeks. But it is. Is that right? Really?
No,
and yet he called me up and asked me to be on my show. He didn't ask for any money.
On the show, and
it is. I know.
I think an amount of money, but right now I'm a little. Is that right? Really? Yeah, I'm a little tight
I know.
right now. Let's just say.
Yeah. Oh, me, I appreciate it too. I'm honored that you even considered me after all this time.
No, yeah, I'm a little tight right now at the moment. Squeezing every penny out of a nickel that I can. That's why I appreciate you just coming on.
Oh, me, I appreciate it too. I'm honored that you even considered me after all this time.
No, I always think about
yes.
our conversation, and I was like, no, I want to have a talk with him, get to know, and let's say, you've been doing this for so long, right? What made you want to really?
Well, I did it enough years, and then I started getting underwriters, and then I started getting more. Then I started getting people contacting me from all over the country, and then we had the Zoom opportunity, and look at all the people. Look how far and wide we've reached with that. So it seems like every year there's been new developments that have kept me going and make me want it more. I guess you could say. Yeah, and that's it. I mean, it's how many years you been doing your thing for? 2 years. Okay. Well, this is like I said, I'm coming up to my 14th anniversary on August 18th. So my advice to you is if you want to keep it going, be patient and just keep staying the course and doing what you're doing, and then eventually, things will get better. If you'll have more success with it than you ever thought possible. I guess it all depends on it's just a matter of persevering. If you have a creative gene in this country, you can go a long way with it. It might take years, it might take decades to manifest, but once it does, then you can feel it and you can sense that you're on your way, and that's basically where I'm at right now. I guess it all depends on it's just a matter of persevering. If you have a creative gene in this country, you can go a long way with it. Of course. Yeah. Absolutely. And also remember too, I don't know, the reason I asked about your family is that the more, I admit that I like getting pretty girls on my show, and at some point I'm kind of single right now, so what better way to try and find somebody like that than to get them on a show like I have, or like you have too in your case. Oh really? Okay. How'd that go?
Yeah, I know the other day I
Well, tell me about it. Was it like The Bachelor? Well, how many people did you get to talk to?
Yeah, it was. It didn't go that well, but it was still. I had cobwebs going into that conversation, so it was good to have a little bit of a warm up to it and remember how it was.
Okay. Well, what do you mean? All right, wait a minute. Did you go out? Did you go out with her? Are you going to?
One of them, and I picked one, and she was very. I wouldn't say foreign. She sounded like a Canadian English, so she had a little bit of an accent to her. Uh, so it didn't go too
All right.
well,
Well, this
but
isn't.
I I
I'm just trying to figure out: is this a dating show you were on, or is this a way to
no, no, no.
work
It
at getting
wasn't
dating
anything.
skills for
It,
yourself?
it was more
Oh, okay.
like a rating. Like, let's see how I did, and then I'll get critiqued and
Oh, okay. Interesting. All
tell
right.
how I could
Well,
be better.
good
You know,
luck with that. I mean,
and I
how
took
did you
their
find
advice.
it, or did they find you?
Yeah, I think it was more like that. That was the gimmick. It was like a rating, a date rating type show.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a mutual through a mutual, and
Oh,
I
that's
asked, oh
awesome.
hey,
Did you do? I
can
mean,
I take
it was a Zoom
callers?
thing, or you didn't do
And
it
they
in
were like,
person,
oh
right?
hey, kind of like how this was, but through the StreamYard, what we were having issues with. Oh hey, you want to come on? And I'm like, or no, you have openings, and they're like, yeah, go ahead and see if we
Well,
can
yeah,
knock it
but you know
on
what?
because they have
That's why you
like
got
a
to keep doing
few,
it. That's why
and I
you
was
got to
able
keep
to make it
asking
in
beautiful girls as
and
guests on
something.
your show too.
Yeah, I did.
And if you can do it, get them on in
Yeah,
person. Get them
yeah,
to
yeah.
come
It
out
was a
there.
Zoom thing, so it was fun. But I'm a pretty active
Uh,
person.
Salsa.
I'm a hard first impression.
Oh,
I'm
there you
better
go.
second
Okay,
impression. You know.
I got that's all you got to do. Just keep breaking it. Something you keep break. Just knock down someone's
Oh
igloo and
yeah, you know
take
what?
something from there. That's all you need to do.
You know what polar bears are good at? Polar bears are good at breaking the ice.
Yes, 14.
Oh yeah, no. And I was gonna ask you, like I've been doing this for
My younger
going on
self,
3 years.
I'd say just
You've been
stop
doing
doing
it for
drugs,
what
and
you
I
said about
did, so that
14
worked.
years. What
That was
advice would you give
45
to
years
someone
ago.
like me or anyone else out there who
Yeah, probably
wanted
before your
to
time.
start doing it? I know you gave me a little bit of
That was
like, hey, just
1979.
keep
You
it
probably weren't
up,
even
keep
around
with
yet.
it. But you have any other advice you want to give, or something you would give to your younger
No, they
self?
weren't. They weren't healthier. They were just, but
Advice?
they were in vogue. I mean, and they still are. People use them all the time. I have to admit, I'm amazed
That's
at
good
how
advice.
at the drug culture today has never been stronger. I'd say,
Now
and I'm
the
glad I don't do it anymore because I know we've lost.
hmm?
I know a lot of people that from my contemporary group that we've
Well,
lost because
drugs
they didn't
were
stop
a
when they
little
should
bit
have.
healthier back
And
then.
so
I'd say.
so to me, I think I try to stay healthy and clean, and I'm coming up on 65 pretty soon, just a few more months. And usually people my age don't look forward to turning 65, but I'm kind of am looking
That's
forward
true.
to it because it's an accomplishment. We've lost, I mean, I keep in touch with a lot of my. We got a Facebook page for my high school class, and we've lost so many people, like a couple, 300 people have passed away. People I would not have believed would be gone this soon. And I thought, if I knew there'd be this many gone, I'd figure I'd be among them. But now I figure that I got a lot still left to do. And I see a lot of people that look like, you know, boy, they're saying, boy, I can't, it's so awful that all these years have passed. What have I done? But now I look at myself like that. The way to look at it is you got to always say your best is still
Jeez.
yet to come, no matter how much you're aging. I mean, you're still a young guy. You're what, 34? 30s, there you go. 37. All right. So you're still in your 30s. So you got plenty of opportunities to, make things happen for yourself. Yeah, exactly. You seem to be doing okay. And you're still doing the podcast every day, right? Okay. Um, so have people been contacting? I mean, do you
36 or
have you been
37.
profiled by anybody?
36 or 37.
Didn't WATP profile you as well?
No, I appreciate that. Yeah, no,
Right.
I'm trying to take it day by day. You know. Mm.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep, every day. Yep.
Yep. And you obviously have a pretty good following. I mean,
They did, and
I can
then
tell if
really
somebody,
I'll
if a
just
guest
reach out to
has, we get
different
over
guests,
300 views and we're still
just like
getting them
you,
for our
Variety
show.
Spice of Life. I kind of go for that Conan O'Brien vibe where I'll have anyone and everyone on, because everyone has a story and advice to give, and yeah, I think it's interesting to have those different
Exactly.
viewpoints.
So, so people recognize you in around the neighborhood. Like they say, "Oh, I see your podcast." You don't go out ever?
Yeah, no, it's interesting the random people that'll say, hey, I know you or
Okay,
I've
but
seen
you get.
you, and
I
yeah,
mean, I'm gonna,
keep up
and
with
after I'm done with you today, I'm gonna go
just
out
don't
probably and
stop.
get some
Like
fresh
you
air.
said,
At
it's
least,
therapy.
I mean,
You
where
get
I live,
back,
we got a lot of nice
keep them
parks around
sane.
here, and I like to at least get out and get some air,
Even
recreate a little bit. No, I'm not gonna
oh
watch them.
no, I don't
We
go
used to
out.
have a local fair, and they
Maybe
closed it.
down to the
I guess
corner
eventually
store
the
just
guy
to
that
buy
ran it, he's still around. He's in his
some
high
iced
80s now,
coffee
but I
for
guess he's decided he's had enough. But every year during this time, he'd always have fireworks going off in the middle of the night. So I'm not into fireworks. Fireworks are dangerous. Maybe. Yeah, I don't care about it. I mean,
Is there gonna be
I
any? You
like
gonna
it
watch
quiet.
any
If I'm going to
fireworks?
celebrate my independence, I like to celebrate it quietly at least. Uh, They're more expensive, but look at it like this. You got to remember, our independence was achieved through war, unfortunately. And during the war, there's a lot of fire. There's a lot of firing going off of during the war that freed us from the Brits and
That's true. Yeah.
whoever owned our colonies before we took them over. And I figure the sound of fireworks resembles the war. We want to resemble the peace after the
I just
war.
think they're
And
more
I like
expensive
peace better than
than
I like loud noises. So
dangerous.
that's me though. That's why I'm not into fireworks. Exactly. True. Yeah. You want peace. Hey, did you watch? Did you watch any of the? I know. I guess as long as we're talking, did you see any of the debate between Biden and Trump last week? Silly fest.
Hmm.
I can go out better than you. Your son's a convicted
No,
felon.
I
Well, you're a
agree.
convicted felon. I know.
That is a preference of mine too. Peace instead of war.
It wasn't, but it made good ratings, though. I think that's what I mean. This is the kind of stuff that that keeps our interest flowing at least.
Oh yeah, it was a what's the word? Yeah, it was a spectacle.
Do
There
you are
was
you
like
listen? How
we
much
can golf
coverage
better
you know
than
about
you.
the Karen Reed trial? Oh, I guess you don't know.
Yeah, it
Okay,
wasn't
she's
the
a sort of a
best
local
for
celebrity
either
up here near
candidate,
Boston.
and that's why
She's
I
a
don't
woman
know.
who's allegedly she's on trial for killing her state trooper boyfriend with a car a couple of years ago in a snowstorm. But the judge
Absolutely,
just
yeah, you're
declared a
right.
mistrial, so
But
now they're gonna
it
retry the
really is
case.
just a train
And
wreck
she's like
to
become a
watch, and it's
celebrity
like
now
these are
around
the
here. But
people we
yet
have
this
to look
morning I was
for. I
watching. I
mean,
mean, they're covering this all over the country. This is on Inside Edition. This is on national news every day. But
who's
you
that?
just it's just obviously you haven't seen it, but it's a big story. So this morning I was listening to the news here, and they were talking to one of the brothers of the cop that died, and he's saying she thinks she's a celebrity because she killed my brother. So
Hmm.
that's always interesting too. I'm not saying it's a good thing, but it's these are things that as long as I'm doing, if I were talking about this if I were on my show, if somebody brought it up, that would be kind of interesting, but I probably wouldn't bring it up. But since this is your show, I figured it might be interesting to discuss it and to see if you knew about it because you're in a different part of the country. And I'm just curious to see how much media coverage it's gotten down your way. Evidently, not as much as I mean, it probably has. You just haven't. I mean, what it is it's flash in the pan news on network television. So I don't know how close attention you pay to that stuff, but it has become national news now. Oh, well, yeah, it's very easy to find. Karen Reed.
Yeah.
One of the cops that see here's the thing. One of the cops that was in charge of the investigation, I guess he's in Norfolk County. He said that Norfolk County is where it happened. I live in Plymouth County. We got small counties in Massachusetts. We got Plymouth County. We got Norfolk County. We got Bristol County. So in the town of Canton, Mass. This is where it happened. So they tried the woman. They tried her in Dedham, Mass, which is in the same county. It's a
Yeah, I
couple
didn't
towns
hear it by
away.
that name, but I'm
So
sure it's gonna
now
pop up now on my
they
algorithm.
had
Talking
there
about
was
it.
a cop named, his name was Michael Proctor. That, like, what a name for a cop. He sounds more like like an ass man, like an ass doctor, with a name like Proctor. So he gets on the witness stand, and it turns out he wrote he texted all these vile things about Karen Reed to his cronies, and he was also looking for nude pictures of her on his phone, because my guess is that if he must have known the cop that died, who was her boyfriend, and somehow he might have gotten word that he might have had nude pictures of her on his phone. So I get, maybe he was asking him to text him the nude pictures. I don't know where the nude pictures notion came up, but they were talking about it in the news. So what ended up happening was he ended up getting thrown off the force, or at least demoted in a big way. Not before his testimony, I wasn't really that entertained by the trial. But after hearing all the stuff that he said, I thought it was pretty funny. What can I say? I mean, it worked out for her. I mean, I think that might have been the reason there was the hung jury for the trial, because he was one of the witnesses that screwed. But now they're going to try her again, so that's going to be interesting to see. It's also going to cost the taxpayer money to give the juries these luxurious accommodations next to the courthouse. Probably 12, if you get 12 jurors and you're each getting these luxurious accommodations with meals, it's going to cost probably $100 a night for each of them, and that's the taxpayers that are footing the bill for that.
No, I hear you.
Oh, I know, right? Tell me about it. So what do you do? Are you lighting off any fireworks? I don't know. You look like a guy that likes fireworks. Yeah. Well, you can just rub two sticks together until they explode. That's what they did in ancient China. That's how they got the first firecracker.
Oh man.
All right. Well, there you go. No, you live in Uvalde, don't you?
God bless America, huh?
Oh, you do? Okay. What it said on your Facebook page, and you're from Uvalde.
I used to years ago.
Oh, okay,
Like I
but
said, now it's
what
more
I'm
like
getting at
you
is you
might as well
probably know
just
about the
burn
police
money
chief that
instead of fireworks,
was arraigned because of the
So,
the shooting. That's big. That must be big news down there, right? Well, geez, yeah, I know. I mean, I just
luckily
thought of
my
that because
neighborhood
the
doesn't
country is
follow the
crazy.
rules about popping them in town,
Yeah,
so we'll have a good show
yeah, I
outside.
know it was.
Yeah.
It's crazy stuff. I know. I was. Well, all I
No,
know is
I
I'm glad
live
I
in
stay
San
out of
Antonio,
schools.
pretty
I
close.
try to stay out of
I'm
malls. I try not to go to malls too often.
I'm from Uvalde.
When I
Yeah,
need
I live.
something, I'll go in,
San Antonio's about 80
because you never
miles
know.
from there.
People
90
go
miles.
nuts. People are nuts nowadays. You just never know what could happen anywhere. I know.
I know about that. Oh yeah, that's huge news.
Yeah, I agree. It doesn't mean you don't want to isolate yourself from the world because of a few nut jobs, but you
No,
still got to be
that was
careful.
that was a big deal throughout the whole country.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. No. Well, and then now you can buy everything from home, order everything. Yeah, so it's just, what's the point too? It's just safer, you know.
What's topic time?
Hmm.
And listen,
Oh yeah.
that's it. I
Yeah,
mean,
you gotta always
listen.
have.
The only advice I'm
No,
going to
no.
give
One eye
anyone is
open.
advice that's going to help me out, and you should feel the same way.
But yeah, no, I really
Yeah,
appreciate your time today. I was gonna ask you
that's
one
it.
last
You
thing
know it.
here.
Any chance you get.
What
And by the way,
I know
and you know
I got
something
two
else, you
pieces
might
of
want to add a
advice
theme song to
from
your
my
show too,
parents
like I
growing
got
up.
from my
My
show.
dad's was never open another man's beer, and my mom's was don't ever get caught stealing. What would be your advice to the world that that you would give?
Really? Okay.
What's
$10
topic
not too
time?
bad. Mine I got for free because when I started Topic Time, they said we have a non-copyrighted piece of music here. We can use it for your show, and now I own it.
Hell yeah. What,
They'll cost a
summertime,
dime.
Harrison
It's,
Young, hell yeah.
I scoffed. All the scoffing was good, baby.
No?
By the way, you know something else? You might want to add a theme song to your show too, like I got for my show.
I really do.
God bless you too, Lorenzo. I guess you're gonna have this up online probably in a couple of
I know
days.
with AI it's a little better, but I'll probably
Okay.
say
Well, tell everyone you enjoyed the interview, and I'll tell everyone I enjoyed the interview, and I'm glad we made it happen.
a different show I have, so I'll probably hit him up.
$10 not too bad.
No.
Stay safe for life, man. That's my last bit of advice. Stay safe. Easier said than done, but do your best.
Hell yeah.
All right. Well, listen, you have an awesome 4th, man, and keep me posted. Let me know how things are going.
Well, thanks so much for your time, Harrison.
We'll talk soon. Peace out, bro. Later.